Good morning, this is David Wendell with BushcraftOnFire, and we're glad to have you with us for another video. A couple of things I want to do in today's video. I got a Gerber pocket folding saw. This is a nice little saw. Fit right in my shirt pocket, in my pants pocket, down in a pouch pocket, or in the outside of my pack. So I want to test this out. I've also been getting a lot of requests on different videos to make, and we appreciate all of your requests. And please know that we will get to them, but so far we've had something to the effect of 50 to 60 different requests for videos to be made, so bear with us. It may take a while, but we are going to get to all your requests if possible. One of the requests that I've been getting is how to make a maul or a hammer. If you're out there making baskets, for instance, you may need to split off ash splits or oak splits to make a basket with. You may need a hammer to hammer wood together if you're doing some kind of a project. So I want to show you how to make a maul or a hammer. You can even use this as a tool to kill an animal. I mean, if you were close enough, you could use it as a throwing stick, or you could use it if you had a deer or a small animal in a trap to hit him over the head and to knock him unconscious so that you could go ahead and slit his throat. So there's a lot of versatility with this kind of a tool. And what we want to do is to show you today how to make that tool while we're testing out our saw. So the first thing I'm going to do is go back here to the wood pile, and I'm going to get a piece of wood that will suffice for the hammer itself. What I've done is I've got a log. Now we've already cut this with the chainsaw. You can just cut it with your folding saw when you're out there in the bush. Cut a log. This one is about my fist width, about 3.5 to 4 inches across. If you can see, there's growth rings around this, but you can see the heartwood here. What we're going to do is use that heartwood for the handle of our hammer, and we're going to make a hammer head up here, and we're going to split out the bottom. So the first thing we want to do is to go ahead and score around here all the way down to that heartwood. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this hammer head about 4 inches long, 4 to 5 inches long, and I'm going to simply score a line the whole way around this. So I'm going to score this out and test this saw. You can see it's a pretty good saw. It's cutting pretty well. And as I score this out, that's going to give us the head for our hammer. So let me go ahead and score this out, and then we'll be back with you. Alright, I think we're pretty good here. Now what I did to gauge this, because I can't look in, is I just figured that if I went to the middle of my saw on both sides, that will leave me about a 1.5 inch handle, which would be good for my hand. So what I did was go down, and you can see I use my saw as a gauge to get this nice and even for now. Now we'll go back, we'll trim it up, and for right now, looks like it's in good shape. Well, I'm just going to use a kukra today. It's got a nice blade on it for splitting things out. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and put it in here and just hit off the edge. And you can see we went down. And I'm using, as a guide on the top, I'm using my heartwood there for my measuring stick again to know where to hit this. And hopefully it's going to split out nice and straight along that heartwood. And it's not going to go back into it at all. And we're going to do this and be back with you. Looks like it's going to turn out pretty good here so far. And we're going to have to work around that a bit. So let me get this knot out of here, and we'll be back with you. Alright, we were able to get around that knot, so you can see it's a pretty sizable knot. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. But we'll keep working down here to this split. What we're going to do is just take wood off until we're inside the split. And that'll take us a few minutes. So get this shaped out rough, and we'll be back with you again. I'm just got the wood between my legs, and I'm using the knife has a reverse draw knife to cut down into this, get some of this taken away, and I'll come back and chop. I don't want to chop through my head there, so I'll be real careful down on this end, that I take my time and get that all straightened out. So we're going to take this down to about an inch, inch and a half diameter, and once we get down there we'll come back and finish it up with you. I'm going to go down further here, but I'm going to leave it a little heavier on this top end. That'll give me some extra weight. It will also give it extra strength so this head doesn't break off. So we're going to go down a little more up here, get down to where that notch goes in there, and when we get that finished I'll show you what it looks like. You can see that I'm down to the sapwood now, so we're not going to go very much further up here. A lot of people work too hard out in the bush, and you notice that I'm just taking small shots on here and getting a nice rhythm going. That rhythm actually gives me, oh, I don't know, some kind of cadence like the military marches to, and it helps me just to keep my concentration, but it also keeps me from going too hard. See if I can get you close up here. You can see where we sawed down to, and there's no more saw mark left, so we've cut out right to there. This is going to make a nice little maul hammer mallet. So let's get back to chopping a little bit more. We're just about done here. You can see we're just about down to the heartwood the whole way, and I've got this just about in the shape that I want it. What I'm going to do is take a little bit more of this sapwood out of here. You can see where the color changes. And then I'm going to use my knife as a draw knife just to finish it off and get it rounded out nice. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm just finishing this up using my knife as a draw knife. Again, I'm doing it reverse. And I'm trapping this, because it's pretty short, between my chest and the board, and that gives me a good way to clean it off good. You can see it's really coming into shape here. I'm going to round it off a little bit more and we'll be about done. What I'm doing here is just getting the rest of the bark off of this, the hammerhead part. The reason for that is because if you don't take this bark off, it's going to end up splitting. I'm not interested in taking this down at all, just getting that bark off. Let me get this the rest of the way off, and we'll be back to wrap this up. Well, here we go. Our finished off maul. What I did was I wrapped some cordage down here at the end, and I just tied it off so that I could put my hand through there and have like a little handle that'll keep over my hand so it won't slip. This is David Wendell with BushcraftOnFire, and we want to thank you so much for your views and for your support. BushcraftOnFire is not about us. BushcraftOnFire is about you. We desire to pass these skills on to you, onto your children, so that you can take them out, practice them, and pass them on as well. Now I'm going to take some of these wood chips. I'm going to go up to the fire pit, and we're going to start a blazing fire and see if we can entice Tam to make you some canned bread today. Join us again for another video. We appreciate you and hope that you have a great day.